Hey guys, so recently CDC and WHO updated their mode of transmission for the COVID-19 virus, whereby they included airborne transmission. I'm just doing a short video to explain exactly what airborne transmission is, and didn't we know that before? So previously, the mode of transmission that was described for this virus were mainly two things. One, deposition of infected particles onto an exposed surface, such as the mucous membranes, that be in your mouth or your eyes. So someone coughing, someone sneezing, and these particles directly falling onto your mucous membranes. Or two, contamination via touching. So your hands being dirty, consistent of the virus particles, and then you rub in your eyes or your mouth. And thirdly, they included aerosolization. Aerosolization is basically certain procedures that are done that causes the infected or the viral particles to become aerosols within the air, meaning that they stay longer in the air, increasing the chance of infection with the virus. These procedures include things like intubation, mechanical or manual ventilation, dental procedures, and many more. So, what is airborne transmission? So basically, with airborne transmission, when a person exhales, they cough, they sneeze, these particles or these droplets that are infected with the virus stay in the air. Now you have large particles and you have smaller particles. The larger particles will tend to drop in the ground and they only last a few seconds to minutes in the air. So the problem occurs with the smaller particles. The smaller particles are the ones that last for minutes or up to hours in the air, thereby increasing your chance of transmission and getting the virus. So let's say, for example, someone is within an area without their mask on, they cough and sneeze, and let's say they stay about 15 minutes to an hour in that area. There's actually a chance that someone who is away from them more than 6 feet can become infected with the virus. In addition, these particles will remain there in the air for up to hours, and you can actually walk through this area and become infected with these particles. Now, the risk of transmission will depend on a few things. These are, one, the concentration of the virus particles within that area, so it must be a high concentration, as well as how long the particles have been there and if it has been affected by environmental factors such as humidity, sunlight, and a few factors that can increase the risk of you becoming infected if you are even more than 6 feet away from the source. Things such as being in an enclosed environment or area where there's inadequate ventilation. Two, if you're actually exposed to these particles for, they usually quote, 15 minutes or greater. And three, if there's like increased exhalation of respiratory particles, that's like if the person is shouting a lot during physical exercise where they are breathing heavily and so on, right? Now, even with all this and the new data being published, the preventative measures remain the same, right? The same thing that is being said thoroughly, such as your physical distancing. Two, wearing your mask, whether it be surgical mask together with a face shield or your N95 mask, whichever you prefer. In addition, hand hygiene as well as environmental cleaning your surfaces and so on that may be infected with these particles. Yeah, so in the end, all the preventative measures remain the same, and I think everyone needs to continue doing their part during this pandemic, as here in Trinidad, it is now a really serious problem where our healthcare system is becoming overwhelmed with these positive cases. Yep, and that's about it.